Hey, this is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be discussing the best and the worst pickups that we found while we were out record shopping in 2020. You know, we kind of had an unusual year. This is my husband Philip, by the way, and we had an unusual year. Best of things happened to us, the worst of things that, happened to us. But, overall, we can't complain. It was a decent year. We have a lot to be grateful for.
Yep.
On a sad note, we lost my dad. My dad passed away. He was a retired police officer, and because of everything going on in the world, we weren't able to really give him the proper funeral he deserved. Our daughter, we had spent 8 months planning for a beautiful wedding that a week or two before it was supposed to happen got canceled. And she decided, like a champ, she wanted to go ahead and get married at the time. She didn't want to change the date. So we then, for a week or two, planned a totally different wedding. So we had that to deal with. Just a lot of sad things going on. But on a positive note, neither one of us lost our jobs. We just had a great time in Colorado. We got to spend 3 months exploring a different state that we've never lived in before. Just a lot to be grateful for. We neither one got COVID. Our family stayed safe and healthy, and hopefully that will continue. But what we're here to talk about today are the records. When I went to record stores, the amazing records we found, some of them were really, really good, but we're going to be really honest. There are a few pickups here that they weren't so great after all. I'll just go into that a little bit later. But if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe. It really does help me out a lot, and I appreciate your support. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of go back and forth showing first off our favorite finds of the year. Then we're going to go into a little negativity and discuss what we found disappointing that we picked up along the way. And then I'm going to just end the video with our biggest and what I think is the best find of the year. So, are you ready?
Yes. I'm not sure I know what the best find of the year is. You didn't talk about that, but let's go.
Okay. So, and I don't know what his answers are going to be. I don't know what he thinks is the best or the worst finds for us. So, when you see this, I'm going to see it. It's going to be a big surprise to me as well. And we probably won't agree on these. But let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to show something that was bought for me as a Christmas present. It came from Riverbend Records, Billy Hurst's new store. I've never seen this in a store before. It was not a cheap record, but it became my Christmas present. So this is a very cool record to have.
From who?
From you. My husband bought this for me. Kiss Symphony. And from what I understand about this record, this is a very limited record. I think it's a limited of 10,000. It came in the box set Kissteria, which I desperately wish I had bought. It was a long time ago. I don't even think I was seriously collecting records at the point when it came out. I wish I would have been. I wish I'd have picked it up. This is copy number 2,963 out of 10,000. And I really do love this record. I don't think every Kiss fan really loves it, but I enjoy it's the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra from Australia. I think the track listing on this is really great. Has a lot of my favorite songs on here, Beth, and it's Peter Criss's final time performing with Kiss. So he sings Beth on here. Forever is a beautiful song. Sure Know Something is one of my favorites. Do You Love Me is one of my favorites. It's just a really good one to have. Very hard to get, not cheap. So I am very happy to have this. And needless to say, this was a huge gift under my tree. So thank you, Billy Hurst, for having it in your store. And thank you, Philip, for buying it for me. Let me just show you the vinyl, too, because it's really a cool-looking record. It's a 3 LP set, and I've been really enjoying it. So let's just show you this label because I thought that was really cool. All labels look like that. And just a really nice pressing, very hard to get Kiss collectible.
I didn't take my vinyl out of the sleeves.
That's okay, but you can show me what's your favorite, one of your favorites that we picked up.
All right. Well, I'm gonna uncover mine over here. I've been covering mine up so she can't see.
Yeah, I have no idea what he picked, best or worst. So
All right, let's do it like this. Okay, the first one I picked was Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Debut album. This came out in probably around 90 or so, I'm guessing. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of brings back memories of college and when we were dating. Country was really big then.
Uh-huh.
And so I picked that one just for nostalgia reasons. And they didn't really come out on vinyl much.
Right.
They were kind of hard to find, and vinyl was kind of on the way out because of CDs. And so I picked that one.
I wasn't expecting that, and that was actually, we just talked about Riverbend Records and Billy Hurst. Billy Hurst gave me this record just as a gift to be nice.
Yep,
And my husband and I, when we were dating, for Valentine's Day, he bought me tickets to go see Garth Brooks. Martina McBride opened for him, and it was a sensational. And of course, one of my highlights is "The Dance," one of my favorite songs. So yeah, that was a good choice, and I did not expect you to pick that one. So
I
that's
remember the concert because I had to buy secondary tickets because they're on the secondary market, and they were hard to do. It's not like you just get on the internet at that point. I had to like buy them and get them mailed to me, and so anyway, yeah, that was
great.
fun.
That was a lot of fun. All right, this is something that from the Beatles I had been wanting for a really long time. I held out for a long time because I knew a movie was coming out for Let It Be. I was hoping that in a box set or maybe a reissue would happen for the Beatles' Let It Be Naked, but they postponed that movie for another year because of what's going on, and I just decided, I saw this on eBay for a decent price in really good condition. I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. If it comes out later, it comes out later. I just did not want to wait anymore. I love Let It Be. And I love the original. I love the Phil Spector orchestral stuff. I think it's really good. But this is a really good stripped down version. Long and Winding Road on here is just worth having, if nothing else. They're all good. So this was another one that I'm just really glad to have in the collection finally. So that was a really cool one for me.
Don't be looking at my stack.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
This one probably won't surprise you at all. And we've kind of gone through the jazz discovery together a little bit, and Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder, she got this just recently, a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And we've listened to it, and this is just a solid, good jazz album that's just relaxing. We'll be cooking dinner or just relaxing around the house, and we'll put it on. So I really actually enjoy the Sidewinder.
Yes, and this is the Blue Note version that's come out just recently. I actually have an original of it, and we both listened to the original and this one, and the original I think is mono and it's more in your face, but we kind of like the more balanced sound. This one isn't as loud, but I think over the original we both agreed we kind of like this better. Yeah. And to be fair, this is a quieter vinyl. The other one is really, it's old. It's, been played, so it's not as quiet of a vinyl. So we both give the edge to versus the original versus this new classics version that came out. We really like this, and I'm very excited about what the future holds with what Blue Note is going to be releasing as far as classic jazz albums. I think it's a really great way for someone like us, like we love jazz, but we're not like die-hard jazz fans yet. It's a great way to get the classics. So yeah, I agree with you. That's a great one, and I've really enjoyed that one. This is one that kind of took me by surprise. Let me take it, well, I'll just leave it like this. Hopefully there's not too big of a glare. I ordered this one just because I saw so many of you. It's Gets Gilberto. This is just a really great record. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do. It's from the Acoustic Sounds series. It's really, really good. And I just wasn't expecting to love it like I do. But I love the breathy saxophone playing. I love the vocals. It's just a really good record, and I find I play this a lot. So I'm really happy to have this one in the collection, Gets Gilberto.
All right, this next one probably won't surprise you, but it'll surprise you that I'm willing to admit in public that I listened to this as a kid.
Oh.
So this is if you watch the other video that her and I do together, I grew up in a very Christian home. We weren't allowed to listen to secular music, so we did some alternative Christian rock, and DeGarmo and Key was my absolute favorite Christian band in probably middle school time frame, I would guess. So, I mean, how can you go wrong with this though? I mean, look at their hair, got the mullet going on, the back they got the old TV. And this is kind of a Christian album that kind of took Christian rock to a new level. It's kind of known for being higher production quality, and I just burned this thing up as a kid and loved it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. There's a couple songs on there that are a little bit corny. She probably didn't have anything to say about it because she didn't listen.
I've listened to it once, but you know what? This was a record that we found a couple of years ago for $1, and my husband's like, "Oh, I don't need it," and we passed on it. And I always regretted that we passed on it. So we found this in Colorado for $4.
And it was in better shape than the other one we found.
Yes, and so I just told Philip, I said, "We're getting this for $4. This is something that means a lot to you, and we're going to go ahead and get it." Even though I don't know it, it brings back a lot of wonderful memories, and that's what's really important. Is a lot of times the albums that really have nostalgic meaning for us. You know, this is another one that a lot of people have been showing. This is truly one of the best records. I didn't expect to like this one as much. You know, I'm more of the Torpedoes album, or We're Gonna Get Ya. I really like that era of Tom Petty. Wildflowers was not a standout for me, so but I wanted to have it in my collection because we were in a store over the summer. This record, the original, went for $600. You know, which obviously I wasn't going to buy, but I wanted to have the reissue. There were a couple songs on here I liked, but we've been playing it, and it quickly became one of my favorites. The sound quality on this reissue is incredible, and it's better than I thought. There were songs on there that I forgot, you know, were hits that were on here. So Tom Petty's Wildflowers turned out to be a really great pickup for the year, and I'm so glad that they finally gave this one a reissue. And I also want to thank our daughter, because I ordered this from a local record store while we were in Colorado, and she went and picked it up for me. So thank you, Melissa. So that one is another one that's really great for me.
All right, this one won't surprise you. This is one we picked up really on the way to Colorado, right? We kind of took a few days to go to Colorado, and if I remember right, this was in Kansas City, somewhere in that area anyway. Yep. And she saw this Thelonius Monk box set. It's basically his early stuff, right? The complete
Riverside recordings.
And it's a box set. I don't know. There's 500 albums in here or something.
There's 22 LPs.
And anyway, she passed on it when we were going through Kansas City and regretted it and moaned about it all the way there in the first 2 weeks we were there. So she called the record store and negotiated with them, got the price down a little bit, got some free shipping, I think, if I remember right.
Yes.
And this is actually just a good solid, a lot of nice piano music. Again, I like background music when we're cooking or hanging around the house or have friends over, and this is one I love to put on.
Yeah, Thelonious Monk, I think he is probably my favorite jazz artist, although Miles Davis and John Coltrane are really great. I'm really glad I put that in the collection. It was just one of those, the price at first was a little jarring. You know, anytime you're buying a box set, it's going to be a little pricey. But once the price kind of settled in, and I knew what they were really going for on Discogs and different things, I decided to go ahead and add it to the collection. I'm really glad I did. I love the piano music, and of course there's so much more on there, so it's a really great box set to own.
Did we get to the fun stuff yet?
Not yet. I've got one more thing, a couple more things I want to show. Okay. I want to just say this is the year that I discovered analog productions. So glad I did. This is a 45 RPM. It doesn't have to be 45 RPM for it to be fantastic, but these are really, really good. I'm glad. I'm just showing the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Timeout. This is one of many that I picked up this year. So I really am glad I discovered this year analog productions. And also, I want to show Blue Note Tone Poet, the Tone Poet series. You know, this was given to me by a friend, so I never had a chance to say thank you on my channel. This was really great. The Tone Poets by Blue Note have been fantastic. Also, the 80th anniversary Blue Note series, what's been coming out, has been really great. And I want to say I really do love these gifts were given over the year. This is really a great one. This was given to me as a gift by Brian from Tennessee. The original master recording of the Beatles' White Album. I think this sounds fantastic. Helter Skelter is one of my favorite Beatles songs, and it just rocks on this album. So I'm so glad to have that one. And this was also a gift to me from Brian in Tennessee. And it's Hotel California by the Eagles. For one, this is a really hard mo-fi album to come by. You just don't see this one every day, and it sounds fantastic. So I really love having that one in the collection. He gave me a lot of things. He sold some incredible box sets. One of them I'm going to be showing in the future on this video. And he also sold me the Queen box set that I really love.
You bought that on purpose?
Yes, I love that one. So we just agree to disagree on Queen. But anyway,
We agree that you're wrong.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so I love Queen, but anyway,
I know, I'm teasing.
different video. All right, so show me something that you think is a pickup that you think is the worst of what we found this year.
So
And by we, I mean me,
no,
because I'm the collector.
no Sergeant Pepper's in your favorites?
I did buy one more, and I'll show that.
I'm kidding. She's got like 9 copies
Yeah,
of that album.
something, at
I'm
least,
teasing her.
something like that.
Okay, the worst of the worst. I mean, come on. Really?
There's nothing wrong with that.
So if Ghostbusters theme song and The Other Woman are the top 2 songs on your greatest hits album, maybe you didn't need to do a greatest hits album.
Oh, I don't agree. There's some other stuff
Come on.
on here. I like the song I Still Can't Get Over Loving You. It's kind of one of those stalker songs that is actually pretty cool. You know, like the Police song Every Breath You Take. I Still Can't Get Over Loving You is a really cool one. Jamie was something that was a hit. A Woman Needs Love. Anyway,
Never heard of those.
I'm going to defend that one. I don't think it's my best pickup of the year, but I wouldn't say it's my worst.
Well, you're going to defend them all because they're your collection.
I
and you
picked
only
them
bought
up.
stuff you wanted. So
That's right. I agree. Okay.
to be fair,
Well, but I'm about to show something that I picked up that, and I wouldn't say I regret picking it up, but I would say it's probably something I was disappointed when I heard it. It's Styx, Edge of the Century. This is a hard record to get, and it came out in the early 90s, and I have really fond memories of this one. Show Me the Way was a huge hit, and I just have really fond memories of this and really liking it. But when I got this one, I bought it off Discogs. It's not an easy one to find, but it just lacked. It sounds dated. Show Me the Way is a little bit more of a dated sound, and it just wasn't the Styx album that I remember and love. So I just would say this was a little bit of a disappointment. Tommy Shaw isn't on that one, and now looking back, it was a shame he wasn't on that one. So
all right, you ready for my next one?
yes.
My daughter and her are going to kill me for this one.
Oh.
Jonas Brothers Live.
Ooh.
They can barely sing in the studio. Live is even worse.
Oh.
And they're not that bad. They're very nostalgic. My daughter grew up during that era and they went to concerts, so I get it, but I don't know that I would buy their music on vinyl.
Yeah, I bought this because we went to so many Jonas Brother concerts. We actually got to meet them in person. And so I bought this. I bought a copy for myself for nostalgic reasons, and I bought a copy for our daughter as well. I have to say there is a record, and I meant to pull it and I didn't. Vines, Lines, and Trying Times by the Jonas Brothers. And I bought that one as well. The sound quality of that one is terrible. So these are not my favorite records that I bought. But having said that, my daughter loved the Jonas Brothers. I still think that now that they've gotten back together, they're putting out some pretty decent songs. But yeah, I agree. Some of the vinyl copies of their music isn't so great. And this one is, I've shown this one before, Quiet Rights, Mental Health. And the music on vinyl version of this one is just not good, in my opinion. We both listened to it together. It's on clear vinyl. and I just didn't think the sound quality was what it should have been.
I agree.
So if you are looking for this album, I encourage you, get an original. It just sounds better. That's just my opinion on that one. And I know a lot of people don't feel that way. I do have the vinyl. I have
Okay. I just said the record
just
wasn't
going to
in there.
show. It was a clear vinyl, and I was going to show it. So just not a great sounding version of that album.
Okay, hate mail goes to me, not her. This is my pick. She's probably going to kill me for this. And this is brand new. We have listened to this
Oh, turn it this way. There we go.
twice. We have listened to this twice. I have with her fully through. And I'm sorry to say, and I get the nostalgia. I get that Paul McCartney is an icon. I get that people love him. He needs to stop singing.
No. Please, Paul, do not watch this video, Paul. Just go on by.
You know, the guy seems like an incredibly nice guy. Obviously, he's had the best music career in history, probably. I get it. But, and I think the music is pretty good for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part.
And he did every instrument on here.
But especially the slower ballads
Yeah.
he tries to sing, it just doesn't work. And, Paul, you're a great dude, man. But I just didn't enjoy the singing on this
Okay, I don't agree at all. I like this. Now I'll give you the ballads. Okay, I gotta say that the ballads, his vocals are a little weak. I don't like the song "Women and Wives" yet, although it's growing on me. But there's a song on here, "The Kiss of Venus." When I first heard that, I thought, but you know what? I can't get it out of my head. It just plays over and over in my head. It's a great earworm song.
You claim you like Temporary Secretary, and they
Love it. Love that one. So, we just disagree on that. Really a great record. And Long-Tail Winterbird is really my favorite on there. I wish he'd have done more of that on that album, but I really like that one. All right, so I've got another major record to show. It's actually a box set. I showed this on a previous video that I really wanted. It was my #1 record that I wanted, or box set that I wanted. And Brian from Tennessee sent me a message, and he said, "I will make an offer you can't refuse." And I couldn't refuse on this.
Is this your best of the best for the year?
No, this one is the second best of the best.
Because I still got one more bad one, if you want to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead and show your bad one first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And this one's actually hard for me to do because I love this artist. But this record actually, I think it gives me anxiety and makes my head hurt. Do you know what I'm going to pull?
Yeah. I knew it.
It's Miles Davis. I'm upside down again. It's Miles Davis, Witch's Brew. And I love his stuff like In a Silent Way and Quiet Nights and Kinda Blue.
Yeah.
I love his stuff. This record actually gives me and she bought 2 of them this year. She bought a second press, and then we found a first press later that I bought her for Christmas as well. This is the first press, right?
Yes,
So
based
that was,
on the repair, yes.
I actually bought her this for Christmas.
Yes.
And because she wanted it so bad, but it actually gives me a headache. It is a disaster. There's no structure. It's just not my cup of tea on music. I honestly think the guy, he must have started taking drugs or something when he did this album.
I think that's possible. I don't know. I haven't done my research, but I've seen other channels where they said this was like a drug-induced record.
Yeah, it's
I
a
really
disaster.
like it, but it took several listens. When I was at work, I'd put it on my earphones, so it took several listens, but now I really do enjoy that one. So, yeah, I'm not surprised you picked that, because we were listening to it the other night, and he was not happy. He was not enjoying it.
We listened
at
to all 4 sides.
Yes, we listened to the whole
I tried.
thing. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I figured you want to get the bad
Oh, I didn't know you had another one. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so this is a box set that it was the #1 box set I've been wanting lately, and a friend of mine, Brian from Tennessee, decided he would sell his box set to me. He sold it to me for an incredible price. So here we go. This was kind of another Christmas present for me. Like I said, my dad had passed away. There was a little bit of an inheritance money that came in, and so we both agreed this would be the one thing I would spend money on. The Rolling Stones in mono, a dream come true for me to have. You cannot buy this in stores anymore. It is discontinued, but I was able to get this, so thank you to Brian from Tennessee. Love having it. It is a heavy set. I love their Satanic Majesty's Request. It's great to now have a mono version of that one, and Let It Bleed and Beggar's Banquet, along with a lot of their earlier Brian Jones albums. So I love having that one in the collection. And now I'm going to show you the record or box set again. This is the best of the best thing I found all year, and we found some incredible records. You know, I am the vinyl collector in the family. He deals with me and puts up with it, so thank you so much. But
we have fun. We do it together.
We do, and he bites his tongue sometimes, I'm sure. This is one I found on my own in an antique store, and for what it sells for now, I got an incredible steal on
You need
it.
help picking it up.
It's heavy. This is the Beatles in mono, an incredible box set, and you know, I bought it in a secondhand store, but the book was still sealed, which I still haven't opened it. Most of those records had never been played before. It is a beauty of a set, and I love having the Beatles in mono, Magical Mystery Tour. The White Album, I do prefer the stereo versions of the White Album, but it's a very interesting, and there's some differences. So I'm really happy to have that one in the collection. So we found a lot of great stuff, but this is probably the best of and the worst of, and a lot of people can say that about what this whole year has been. Just a lot of downs, a lot of sadness, but also we got to remember the good things too. So that is my video. Thank you so much, Philip, for doing this video with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Glad to do it.
And please subscribe to my channel. And thank you to each and every one of you. May 2021 be a much better year and bring us a lot of joy, happiness, and hopefully some great records too. So take care. Bye-bye.